Yes, my people, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy David. I hope you're doing well. Listen, we're gonna get straight into this trade breakdown as to how I made 2.1k in the trading market using US30 and my strategy. So let's get straight into it. Boom. So this was in the range that you can see here is the range that we were able to take our trade from. Okay, it was very, very clear, very simple. What we identified here was Asia and London together making a consolidative state. There was no expansion to the upside or downside during these sessions. They almost merged together, which was pretty decent to see because what it did was it allowed us to identify clear liquidity pools and areas where we can really take advantage from after displacement. So we identified immediately in this area here, New York was now entering in play. And this was over here. We saw New York take the lows of Asia, lows of London, pardon me, which London already took the lows of Asia. So it was very clear that liquidity from the downside has already been taken. Not only that, we saw a massive displacement above, which made things very clear for us going forward that, there's only one thing on US30's mind on this given Tuesday, which was to move to the upside. Now here's where it gets interesting because obviously we have that expansion leg already happening in the first phase of New York, which is at 130. But of course, being a US30 trader that I am, I don't want to trade 130. I want to wait until 230, which is what we identify here, right? So what we see here is price now finding itself inside of a fair value gap, which effectively means there is a price inefficiency, which we're very happy to identify. And then what happens at 230, which is exactly in and around here. If we drop to the lower time frame, drop to like a 5 minute, we'll be able to identify it very, very simply. We see price draw into the fair value gap, but the moment that we draw into the fair value gap, we see a massive expansion that wants to take place off that very first leg, right? Now, that's not the biggest expansion, but what we can identify is there is a taking of a previous high here, which is what we want to see. We'll then see price draw back even lower into another fair value gap, which we can identify inside here. And price does exactly what it truly wants to do again, which is expand even further. And as we see that, we see further displacement, a displacement above this previous high, and another displacement above this previous high as well. So when we saw price doing this is exactly what we wanted to identify. And I was able to then capture a move from, I believe, this area here. And I was able to capture it from around about here. Put my stops below the wick. We're able to move a little higher. I believe my stop was below this wick, to be honest, because I was pushing for 50 points. So it was in and around here. And we were able to get a 50 to 100 point move, which was in and around here, right? I just wanted a very easy 1 to 2. That was what my plan was. Get a nice 1 to 2. I just want to capture our first leg of an expansion. Put my 50 point stop there, my 100 point TP there, and capture the 1 to 2, which I can now show you here as well, which will be right here in this specific move here. So we can identify the fair value gap that we just mentioned here, an MT5, and from there, if we drop down to a 5 minute again, oh, here we are. We're able to capture that, as you can see here. Here, 50 point stop somewhere in and around there. Capture it to the high here. And that was, as you can see here, 2.1k, which we're very happy to get. Very, very textbook. We don't have to overcomplicate it. We identify where price wants to deliver to. We then identify our displacement, our point of structure, with there being fair value gaps that will be in direct correlation to where order flow is looking to proceed on a higher time frame. And then from there, we just capture a nice pullback and find more confluence to then proceed even higher, which will be very, very simple. We don't have to overcomplicate it. Higher time frame bias, followed by displacement, followed by break of structure, followed by fair value gap, followed by entry, and we proceed to the next previous high, or your fixated stops, and take profit numbers that you're looking to identify with your previous analysis in the back of your mind. And from there, we keep the ball rolling, and we do just that. We're going to be doing more of these, so be sure to tab on the subscription, tag in on the Discord as well, which will be in the bio. Social media is always going to be in the bio as well, and from there we'll keep the ball rolling and capture more of these moves. I'm gonna see you guys soon. Stay blessed. All right.